Hello and welcome back to the Ironman series, episode 20. We made it here. I'm kind of surprised, honestly. I'm starting off this one with a really important smithing level 80, which means I can now make Baneite weapons and armor, which I have over 80 in my attack, strength, and defense, so I'm ready for slight upgrade, really, over the Sun Spear, but an upgrade nonetheless in melee equipment. So for training from 73 to 80 smithing, I just did burial plates. I know it's a little bit wasteful resource-wise because you can alch necronium plate bodies +4 for 160k cash each. So if I made all +4 plate bodies, I would have made a couple mil, and I didn't this way, but I saved myself a couple of hours of mining this way, so it was probably worth it in the end. Also, I was able to buy the first 2 pieces of the blacksmith outfit, and I also unlocked quick repairs and repair expert on the pipes, so I can repair them faster and get a little bit more XP. So yeah, anyway, 2 more pieces of the blacksmith outfit to go, and I'll definitely get those while I'm training from 80 to 90 smithing, because I'm going to have to do a lot of smithing in order to get there. Okay, I think I'm finally done with my full Bane set. I'm just finishing up my offhand longsword right for now. I decided to go with the main hand and offhand instead of the two-hander that I've been using with all the previous sets, and the main reason for that is just so I can use a shield, because I'll need a shield for doing PVM type stuff. But anyway, yeah, the Bane is done. Once again, I don't know if I'm like the biggest fan of the looks. It looks okay. It kind of just looks like a slightly spikier mithril armor set, and a little bit darker in color, but you know, we're using it for the stats, not for the aesthetics. Okay, the next thing that I wanted to do was start using up some of my crystal keys. I built up a bit of a store of them. I have 48 at the moment. You could argue I should wait till 50 and use them then, but I just kind of want to use some of these guys. So as many of you pointed out in the comments of the last video, whether or not the Ironworth Voice of Saren is active, it does not actually impact the drops from the crystal chest in the Ironworth district at all. It's the same regardless of the Voice of Saren, so I am free to use these right now. Oh, this is new. There's now just like a bank interface, so I didn't even need to bring my gem bag or save inventory spots. So the crystal chest does give pieces of crystal keys pretty often, so this is my 54th chest in total. So I ended up doing more than just 50. These are most of the drops. I did bank a lot of them and didn't keep like the best track in the world, but yeah, 54 dragon stones, whole bunch of rune alchemy stuff. And talismans are always nice for summoning training, so all told, oh wow, papaya tree seeds are worth like nothing now. Yeah, I can't say I'm not surprised. I doubt anyone is growing papayas for farming XP these days. Oh, what? I just got a draconic visage from Celestial Dragons about halfway through the dragon task. And I've been doing this task just because, you know, it's slow, it's not good XP, but it is so AFK. Just hanging out. An unexpected visage. I'm not even sure what to do with it. Like, is there any use for a DFS these days? I'm not sure. Okay, it's time to buy the first upgrade from the Shop of Balance here in the Carrot Garden. Plant power, tier 1. This just means whenever I plant a herb seed, instead of planting 1 per patch, I now plant 2 per patch. Unfortunately, because it's been less than 24 hours since the update came out, we still don't have like math and numbers on the wiki yet for exactly how planting multiple seeds works. But from this interface here, you can see that planting more herbs does raise your minimum harvest, but it doesn't speak to how much the maximum harvest increases. So I ended up getting a ton of suggestions in the last video that I uploaded last weekend, where I was kind of talking about the future plans for the Ironman and some goals I want to accomplish in the future. And the one thing, after asking for some suggestions from you guys, the one thing that almost everyone seemed to universally agree upon is the wilderness flash events are really good. The rewards are just, you get a lot of cash. They're very worth doing. So I'm going to go check this out. I may be a little bit late on this butterfly swarm, but we'll see if we can't still get a reward casket. And I'm going to start trying to do more of these wilderness events. There are actually a decent amount of people here at this butterfly event, which is surprising because, you know, the wilderness flash events have been out for about 3 weeks now. And I know I'm a little bit late to the party. But I guess the good news is if people are still doing this 3 weeks after the event came out, it must be worthwhile doing. Alright, it looks like as a group we were able to surpass the event goal, and I got my personal goal, so my reward is 30k Hunter XP, which is not bad at all, and then I also got a sack of wild rewards here, which I'm first going to activate this lodestone. I should have done this a long time ago and just have never gotten around to it, and then we can open up our rewards from this event. Okay, I must admit that Hunter XP was pretty nice for how quick that event was, but this is the real reward, the sack that you get if you succeed the event. So let's open this up and see what we get. It looks like a bunch of brilliant energy, 87 infernal ashes, which is pretty good, and then a couple of small plated necronium salvage, which look like they alch for 175k each. That is not bad. So about 350k GP, as well as some other very useful rewards for very little time spent actually involved in the event. Okay, time for another Wilderness Flash event. This one is the Forgotten Soldiers, and there's a lot less people here than last time, and what I'm realizing is that the events are not all the same in terms of the rewards. You do get better rewards from the elite events, and those include the King Black Dragon one, obviously, but also burning the evil Bloodwood tree and fighting the Infernal Star count as elite events as well, and they give better rewards. So I expect those 3 events are probably going to be a lot more crowded, and then for the other events we'll have something like this where there's like 10 people at most. Alright, let's open up our sack of rewards, and this time we got Wyvern Bones and a whole bunch of energy. Unfortunately, no alchables. That's really what I'm here for. I just need the GP. Okay, time for another wilderness event. This one is Surprising Seedlings. Really all you have to do is cultivate the plants, wait till they bud and produce flowers, then you pick the flowers and hand them to the farmer. Sounds easy enough. Okay, that was a pretty quick, easy event. We got 25k farming XP as a reward, and let's open up our sack. We did get alchs this time, about 500k in alchs, because each of these alchs for 250k each, and some bloodwood seeds. That's pretty good. Okay, we still have a long way to go, but I am just about to hit level 80 prayer. It's a milestone, so I have 12 more prayer levels to go until we unlock Soulsplit, at which point I will stop spending money on Zarin stones and just kill Vyres full-time for prayer XP. But I just did a little prayer calculator and found I still have to make, I have 6 mil left over, so I still have to make about 35 mil more cash in order to afford the rest of our prayer training. So that's a lot of Vyres and Slayer and however else I'm going to get that money. We just hit 80 crafting as well at the harps. This has been my main go-to way of AFK trading while doing other stuff because it's so easy to do. I was initially excited for 79 crafting for the Ring of Death, but then I found out it doesn't really work at all for hardcore Ironman, so we're probably better off just wearing an Asylum Surgeons or something like that and saving our Hydrex for something else. Just finished up the first death task I've done in I think over a week, and part of that has just been lack of time to do them, but also a large part of it has been because I get assigned nothing but group bosses. But now that I've cleared my death assignments, I finally have the chance to go back to death and turn those off. Oh, just kidding, it's in the Slayer interface. Yep, I'm going to turn this off. I think I've had 3 or 4 Viragos and Calphite Kings past couple of days, so no more of those. Solo bosses only from here on out. Okay, so I do have a lot more clips that I recorded over the past week. However, I must admit I got really into doing these Wilderness Flash events. I think I've done somewhere between 20 to 25 of them at this point, and I'm planning on continuing, obviously, because they're good money, and I need the money in order to make enough money to fund this 92 prayer that I'm working on. However, as many of you will be aware, especially if you live in the US, the next week is the Thanksgiving week, and I have plans with both my family as well as my in-laws' family, and I will be out of town for the majority of the week and will not be playing RuneScape outside of maybe logging in daily just to complete my Jack of Trades and stuff, but definitely not playing in any sort of large sense. So what I won't be doing is getting more clips of Ironman progress over the next weekend, but what I do have is a ton of clips of doing these Wilderness Flash events, as well as collecting all of the loot from doing them. So my idea for a video I could make for the next weekend, and I would really appreciate your guys' feedback on this, is I could either make a guide on how to do each of the events from the perspective of an Ironman who doesn't necessarily have the best gear and loadout, or the alternative is I could do a loot video of somewhere in the realm of 25 to 30, maybe even 35 to 40 Wilderness Flash events, depending on how many I get to throughout the rest of the week. And I think that will be useful, especially because when the Wilderness Flash events first came out, they were giving bonus rewards, and now the rewards have been scaled down a little bit, but they are still very much worth doing, and I could showcase what you can be expected to get if you grind some Wilderness Flash events for a week or two. So either of those would be doable for a video for next week, or the alternative is just not to have one at all. But yeah, please let me know what you guys would prefer to see, and then I can make that happen. And since I'm going to go out and expect that the majority of you will want to see at least one of those videos, I am going to hold off on showcasing my loot from Wilderness Flash events that I have received during this week. I haven't alched any of the drops or anything. I still have everything in my bank, and I've kept track of all of it just in case you guys do want to see some sort of loot showcase. And my plan is to show that off whenever we make this video next week. So that's going to do it for this video. I'm going to leave off here with the final prayer level that I have achieved this week. I'm up to level 82, not quite level 92, but we're only 10 levels off, and we're getting progressively closer with every single Hefn Voice of Saren. I have been able to train prayer on every Hefn Voice of Saren that's been active as long as I've been online so far, so I have been able to sustain enough money from killing Vyres whenever my vampirism aura is recharged. It is about 1 to 1.5 mil cash an hour, even killing them the slow way like I do. So as I leave off here, I want to remind you all once again to join my friends chat. It's munclesonkey, the exact same as the name of this channel. And also, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have a wonderful time next week. And if not, I will see you next time. So until then, thank you for watching, and goodbye.